Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is May 15th, 2020. Time is 4:19 New Jersey time. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but where I'm at is 4:19 New Jersey time. So the other day, as many of you already know and have seen, there was an officer by the name of Greg Anderson, the Port of Seattle Police Department, that put out this shocking video which encouraged other officers to honor their oath. Well, as you probably already know and expect, that's not something that the police departments are all about, and they can't have officers like that spewing that kind of propaganda out and encouraging officers to be professional and do the right thing, because as we all know, their job is to protect the government. Their job is to enforce government laws, to generate money, and when possible, always escalate so they can get an arrest. So, the police chief of Seattle, Port of Seattle, has chimed in on their Facebook page, and it says as follows. In a Tuesday afternoon Facebook post, Port Police Chief Rod Covey said, "I hired Greg, and he and I have always had a mutually respectful relationship. That respect continues to this day." Well, if I was Greg, I would end that relationship right now, because this police chief has clearly thrown Officer Anderson under the bus. First, he blew smoke up the officer's ass, said, "Oh, you're doing a great job. I like the video. It's really good." But when it went viral and the police chief got a phone call from his higher up, well, what did the police chief do? Well, you know what? He showed his true colors. He showed who his allegiance is to, and it's not to the Constitution. That respect continues to this day. He is clearly a good police officer, an exceptional American. Well, if he's all these things, why would you not want to keep him? Why do you find some little petty thing to fire this guy? That said, as a police officer wearing one of our uniforms, well, it's not your uniform, Chief. It's the taxpayers. And it's the taxpayers that give you the power. His right to speech has limitations, which he has been well trained and that he has understood since joining the policing profession. Well, I do agree with the chief on that. The officer made a mistake by doing that while on the job. Now, whether he was on his break or not, I don't know, but the officer erred in doing that, and that's going to be the gang's way of getting rid of him, because he violated some departmental policy and he made a video, and the rest is history. Even though in the video there's nothing in there that indicates where he works, who he works for. All you see is him in a uniform. You can't see the badge, and there's some equipment and a little bit of a radio chatter in the background. Greg has always had the ability to express his opinions on what is going on in the country, like all Americans. However, he is not allowed to do so while on duty, wearing again, it's not your uniform, wearing our badge, again, it's not your badge, and while driving our patrol car. Well, it's not your patrol car, it's the public's patrol car. Police officers across the nation arrest fine people. Oh, hold on a second. Anderson said after weeks of watching police officers arrest fine people for violating quarantine orders, Anderson said he had had enough. And that's exactly the way I see he had it. So what you're seeing here is the police department is showing their true colors, and their true colors is not to the Constitution. It's not about us. If that chief was an upstanding man, he would have stood up and said, "You know what? Greg is a good officer. He's absolutely right, 100%, that our oath, our first and foremost priority is to the United States Constitution." But the chief didn't do that. He showed his true colors. He's part of the tyrannical order that's going on in this nation, where this chief is encouraging, it's a message he sent out to all other officers. You will follow the line. You will step and fetch. You will do what you're told. And if you don't do what you're told, you will be on the outside looking in. We don't care about the Constitution. We don't care about your oath to the Constitution. Your oath is to our gang. And I'll say this, and I've said it 100,000 times, if not more. They do not protect and serve the community. They protect and serve the government. Their job is to enforce government laws and to protect the government, and when able to, generate revenue for the government. That's what it's all about. But here's the thing. Do we really blame the police? They're caught up in this con virus scamdemic just like us. They're in a rock and a hard place because if they don't toe the line and do what they're told, they're going to lose the job. So you got these tyrannical governors like Murphy who uses the law enforcement to impose his will on other people, imposing these orders. Now, last I checked, an order is not a law. A law is passed by the state legislation and signed off on. This is what the governor's got them all out doing. We're out there measuring, make sure we're 6 feet apart, make sure we're wearing our masks. We've seen how many videos we've seen out there now where officers are beating people up because they didn't have their masks, they didn't do this, they didn't do that because some jackass, tyrannical, fascist, liberal governor says you have to do this. This is what's going on, people. Are you okay with this, people? Because that's the name of the game. That's what's going on. Is that the kind of country you want to live in? And to all you officers out there, you so-called good officers that I hear so much about all the time. You know, we always hear that cop again. Oh, there's lots of good officers. They get up every day and they go to work and they put that badge on and they behave professionally and they protect and serve the community. Bullshit. That is the biggest crock of crap that's ever been served on Americans. This con virus scam has exposed the police department, the police, for who they are. And I gotta tell you, I probably want to say I have no respect for any police. That's not to say I will disrespect them if I come in contact with them, but I don't respect anything they do. Because if there's so many good officers out there, why are they not coming to the aid of this Officer Anderson? Why aren't they making a video in plain clothes, maybe get a bunch of them together, and one stands up there and makes a speech and the rest shake their head about it? Where are the officers that he works with at Port of Seattle? Why are they not standing up? Why are they not calling out sick? Do a sick out? But they're not. They all threw this officer under the bus. Now, the great thing's going to come out is because his video has gone viral and it's gotten a lot of traction, he's gotten a lot of attention, that this officer will probably move on to bigger and better things. And maybe some department out there will offer him a good job. Maybe he can be a sheriff. Maybe one of those sheriffs out there that gets on TV and says, we're not going to enforce these tyrannical orders, maybe they can offer him a job. So I don't think it's the end of the road for Officer Anderson. I think it's just the beginning of for him, that maybe he can get into a good police department and be able to be an example, or maybe he can move on to something else. But, you know, it's just like they don't want good people in the police department. They want thugs. They want big guys. They want big guys that follow orders. That's what the police department want. And that's the kind of America that we are coming down to. And the con virus has exposed it all. Is this the kind of America you want to live in, people? Then you got to rise up and start saying something like this Officer Anderson did. He risked it all, and right now he's lost it all. But I think he'll be all right. So you people got to, you know, stop looking at my videos and then posting, yeah, that's right, Gunnison. You got to get on there and you got to start voicing yourself on these police departments' Facebook page. You don't have to get nasty. Just get on there and say, honor your oath. An order is not a law. Don't you think that one of these police departments got like 10,000 people got on there and said that, honor your oath, an order is not a law? That they would not, that they would start taking notice of it? But you people don't. You just sit there and shake your head and you complain to each other and you don't do anything. That's the problem. And when these governors or one of these cops come out there and you see them harassing somebody doing something, go over there and take your camera, start recording, yell at these officers, banish them, admonish them for what they're doing. They need to know that we are not supporting their nonsense. We're going to support officers like Greg Anderson of Port of Seattle. Those are the officers that we support. These other guys just get in the car and they're bobbleheads. That's all they are. They're government bobbleheads. And, you know, again, you got to rise up. You got to say something. Get on the governor's page, get on the state page, and tell them to take their order and shove it up their ass. You're not taking it anymore. This is bullshit. You know, who the hell are you to take our freedom away? Who are you to, with a stroke of pen, take our freedom away from us? It's all bullshit. And all you officers out there that are not going to honor your oath, you know, fuck you too. You're gonna get what's coming to you if things start to things don't clear up. up soon. You know what? You're going to find out the community's turning your back on. Now, there's always going to be a certain amount of communists out there, fascist liberals that are going to support this nonsense. But again, you people out there, you got to wake up. You got to start making noise. You want to make a video and put it on my channel? Make the video, send it to me. I'll put it up. We've got to speak out. And speaking out to me is not going to really do a whole lot. You got to speak out to the government. You got to go to these rallies. You got to make more. You got to make noise, people. Okay, this is John Van Dyke for New Jersey Exposed. Till next time, people.